Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, June 10th. No significant impacts for us other than very hot temperatures and low relative humidities through the next couple of days, especially concerned about southern areas where fuels are the driest. Otherwise, just some isolated, mostly afternoon wet thunderstorms where you see these little yellow circles through here. Looking at precipitation past 24 hours, some very light isolated thunderstorms here given by the lightest shade of blue, a little bit heavier in northeast Nevada to parts of eastern Idaho. You can see where the lightning was most concentrated up there, but as you'll see, the fuels there are quite moist. More isolated lightning further south in some of the southern peripheries where our fuel is the most dry. So you can see our new starts mostly in southern or central areas, not much in the north where we had a lot of lightning because of the wetter thunderstorms as well as the fuels themselves being quite moist. You can see the moisture of the past 7 days, not including yesterday, heaviest in the northern areas. Bone dry in the southern third of the geographic area, not only for the past 7 days, but also for the past 30 days. The southern half of Nevada, southern quarter of Utah and into the Arizona Strip, just minimal amounts, a couple 107-inch where you see the blue, otherwise nothing. That's why the ERCs are going up quite rapidly across southern areas. Even up here in parts of Nevada, seeing a transition also up in the far north. 100-hour fuels basically along and south of the I-80 corridor, already in the upper single digits. Looking at upper level maps, using our backup map here on the left today, under a kind of a flat ridge of high pressure today, so seasonably warm. But you can see our fuels just most critical now in the far southern periphery of the geographic area. We have a transition zone here of marginal in the yellow, and then we still go quite moist, where grasses and brush still quite green. Humidity, driest down in the south, single digits to low teens, but you see how it comes up quite a bit as you head further north. There'll be some gusty afternoon winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour. That's going to come with humidity around 20% and still fairly moist fuels. Looks like a pretty strong front starting to drop down. The high pressure gets squashed a bit, but still hot and dry, especially south of the I-80 corridor. With that dryness, you see more yellows popping up on the map. Humidity starting to dry out a little bit more. Winds fairly light. Same story, big high pressure starting to center across the four corners, which is normal for this time of year. That usually has to sit there for 30 days or so before the monsoon starts up, but hot and dry down south. We have high risk, our driest fuels here on the 7-day, and again, slightly more transition to yellow on our 7-day further northwards. 10 to 20 mile an hour breezes here in southern and central areas. Very strong winds up north. Humidity will be coming down a little bit, but feels still quite moist in far northern areas. No significant precipitation in the next 3 days. As we go later on the period, that high pressure shifts further east. There's a little low pressure area over Southern California, but still the end result is warm and dry for us. That high pressure, it starts to break down by Friday, and the weekend we get a more seasonable zonal flow, a little bit of a cool down as an unseasonably strong low pressure trough pushes in towards the Pacific Northwest. We'll see increasing winds ahead of it. We'll have to wash that a little bit for southern Nevada and Utah, otherwise cooler conditions in the far north and west. 7-day precip totals, just a few scatterings here in the south and east, and the 8 to 14 day, warmer than normal in most areas, near normal in the north and west. That's towards with that trough approaching, but we stay drier than normal in most areas. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.